G'day everybody and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're on a brand new map. Firstly, before I start explaining anything, have a look at this view. This is called Valley View, and I'm going to say we're here in Australia. Now, a bit of a storyline. After our disastrous attempt at trying to do factories over in France over there, we've returned home. As you can see, the monies are a bit high, $436,390 Australian. We basically sold up our factories for whatever we could get, and we've come here. So, what's different here in Australia? Well, for a kick-off, we have something new involved. We have got precision farming, which is going to mean that I have to get to and figure out all that. It's going to be a step-by-step process. As you can see, no laboratory results are in. Now, I do not have seasons on. It was a debate within my own head as to whether to put seasons on, and basically it boiled down to I didn't know. Well, in Australia here we don't have snow. That's basically what it is. And in seasons you have snow. So I decided, you know what? No, we're not going to. I don't want to do snow. I don't want to rob use of anything. So our first job is to go and get the, I'll think of it in a moment, the soil sampler. Now, few rules. Now, total transparency, as you guys know, I don't like to lie. Total transparency, I have done some swapping out of equipment. Some of the stuff that came with the map I didn't like. I wanted to have two tractors that could take front loaders. That was about it. Basically, it was the plough that I didn't like, a tractor, and just one or two other things. Now, I don't have automatic start on. I do have stop and go braking on. So, first things first, if I can remember where it is. We need to do some buying of... there it is, the Scout. We're going to need that. And I think that's about all that we actually need. We are going to need... because we're going to end up doing animals, we are going to need a water tank. And we are also going to need a TMR mixer. See how much they are. 25 grand. That looks to be quite a good deal. So we'll buy that while we're here. Now, this map has some other, this map has some other crops, almonds, etc. And if I can remember where the machinery is it up there? No. Harvesters? Yes, we're going to end up needing that to be able to do the grapes, the olives, the cabbages, and the walnuts. While we've got the money, we might as well buy that now. Just buy that standard. So we are going to be doing grapes. We're going to be doing just about everything that's on this map. Speaking of grapes, etc., we are going to need that. I think. I'm going to have to do some research into that. Just quickly, while I've got you in, do some... That does quite a lot. Oh, okay, so that does grapes, etc. as well. We'll just check out our garage. I have also changed out the harvester. You'll see that later. Okay, so that doesn't quite do everything. Alright, well, without further ado, let's get to and start doing some soil sampling, shall we? That's the first job that I'll be doing about everything that's the first job I'll be doing with all my fields. We do own quite a lot. Hope that's okay. I just literally have just a standard... I started a new farm mode and I've got the land that was supplied. I have done a basic run around of this map, so I have an idea of what we're doing. So we own all that, and for a nice change, we own the biogas plant, which I don't normally buy. Just get out of that. So with that, let's go up and start our soil sampling. Few things I want to talk about. I've had a question on how to find maps, or specific maps specifically for Xbox. So how I do things, right? I'm just going to get out of the cab here, unfold that. How I do things, or what I do every time I start up my Xbox, is I will go to the mod hub. Try saying that 3 times fast. Take soil sample. Once I've had a look at what's the latest, then I will wait for things to download that I want to download, and then basically just come on in. Now, if there is something that I want to know in specific, on the main mod hub, I push my X button and it brings up with search. Now, from there, I can start putting in, if I know the name of the map that I want to play on, for example, Valley View, I will just start punching in Valley. Once I've got that name in there, I push, I think it's the start button off the top of my head, and once that's going, well, that usually finds what I'm looking for. There are also times when I want to know, I don't know, maybe about Ford tractors. Send those off for analysis. So if I'm looking for, say, a Ford tractor, and I don't even know if there is Ford tractors. Just on that note, I now know that there isn't Ford tractors, because for this map there, for coming on here and pretending we're in Australia, I had decided that I'd go with Ford or Holden tractors. As I said, turns out there aren't any, so that was a bit of a disappointment. But, you know, you don't know these things until you try. So yeah, that's basically what I do when I'm looking for anything in specific. Sometimes I might be looking for, I don't know, take the soil sampler, for example. I will just simply main screen, push X, and put soil. if I'm looking for seasons, either for a specific map or something like that, again, I type in the word seasons. For me, it's a lot easier than spending hours upon hours going through each and every piece of the mod hub trying to find whatever it is that you want. Okay, so what do we want to achieve from this specific map? Well, I want to use all the animals. As you can see, well, as you saw, there are a plethora. There are lots of different crop types, so I want to get all those crops harvested. I'm not doing, I've already done factories, so I'm not doing those again. Again, I had thought about doing, seasons, but as I've already mentioned, you don't get snow and ice here in Australia. So for this to be, well, you do get snow and ice, but nowhere near where I live. And I wanted this to be a representation of basically where I live. I live in southeast Queensland, Australia. It's probably about as much as I'm going to give away to you. I'm even wondering if that's a bit too much. But yeah, around here we don't get snow. It gets cold, it gets rainy, but we don't get snow. What other settings do I have on here? I've got weeds, I've got crop destruction, hence the reason why I'm using narrow tyres right now. I've got periodic liming required. Basically, everything but the weather is the attempt to make it quite hard on me. I just think that's going to be a more interesting series. As I say, I stumbled through absolutely everything. Did I send that last lot off for soil analysis? No, I did not. Okay. So after I've finished this build, I'll send everything off for a soil analysis. And then I got to go buy seed. Well, basically, I've got to get the ground up to scratch. So I've got to fertilise. I've got to get to and I will end up having to herbicide. I'm going to have to do my liming as required. So yeah, I've got a fair bit to do on this map. Something else I've always been worried about is running out of USB space. So I didn't think I could do many in the way of time lapses. So I always thought that I'd have to do cutscenes. Turns out I did a clear out of my Xbox drawer and I found about another 3 USB drives. So it looks like now I can record up to 3 hours at a time. Not that I'm going to be doing that, partly because I don't have the hours in the day to be able to do 3 hours of recording and then do my editing and get it all up online, and partly because, well, I think my eyes would just start going square after 3 hours, and then the editing, and well, you get the idea. Okay. send those to the lab. I'll be doing all the animals at some point. As everyone does, I think I might start with the chickens. I think they need water and all that. I'm going to do my best to fulfill all their requirements. Yeah, what else? I wonder if I can get a worker to do this. Nope. Okay, so what other fields do we own? Okay, this is the last of them. So, yeah. So I hope everyone's doing well at the moment. No one's overly sick or sick of being over. Wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're staying safe, and I hope your families and all that are well. Hope you're not going too insane. Those of you who have to do homeschooling with your kids, hope you haven't choked them yet. Little Miss G and I recently had to spend only about a week at home together when she couldn't go to daycare, and well, that was an interesting full-on week. She was bored because she wanted to go see her friends, and of course the government said that we couldn't. I was not upset, but I was anxious because I wanted to get my recording done, or some recording done. I don't record at night because, well, there's too many other noises around here at night. I've done it once, but, things like, not trying to brag or anything like that to anyone who doesn't use one, but of course after dinner and all that, the dishwasher goes on. You hear the child snoring in the background, the dog snoring in the background, and of course, when Mrs. G gets home, she needs to debrief. Again, these are not complaining. This is just explaining, as Mr. S would do, or would say. Not complaining, just explaining. But yeah, you all know what life is like, things just don't always go according to plan, and yeah. Bit of a funny story. I've been needing a new helmet for my moped, good for a couple of weeks now, months. But I have a visor on it, on my helmet. Well, yesterday, I'm riding along. Now, the thing cannot do more than 60 kilometres an hour, and that's downhill with a tailwind. But here I am, I'm riding along, and next thing you know, the clip on my visor breaks. I'm just lucky there was no other cars or anything like that around me at the time, but the visor just completely comes off, shatters. So, yeah, there was an unexpected bill, As I said to the wife, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So off to the motorbike shop, get laughed at because of what I ride, and yeah, had to go and get the new helmet. So that's this nearly done. Basically, I wanted to talk through this to give you guys an idea of what needs to happen, well, how to do soil sampling for those who've never done it. Now, this is how you do it on a console. Now, I do not have permission to mention this YouTuber's name, but I will anyway. Dagwin has a series. I can't remember the map, but he was doing a series, and on his he had a soil sampler going on the front of his tractor. Honestly, I thought that was pretty cool. And he was able to do his spraying of fertilizing and herbicide and all that sort of stuff while he was going. So yeah, that was quite interesting. Well, for me anyway. Alright, let's put that there. Let's just swap over to the other tractor just for, you know. Now, our silo here is a multi-fruit silo, so it will hold absolutely everything. So, step one, let's go and get ourselves a lot of lime and a lot of fertilizer. Now, I do know where everything, well, not everything, but I know where this bulk buy place is. Actually, while I'm doing that, let's get that. Let's actually get a worker in to do some ploughing for us. Yeah, let's get the ploughing done. Now, I did have one idea on how I was going to do potatoes and all that, but I think I might have just changed my mind on that. All this time of playing, you'd think I'd finally understand which buttons to push, but no. Okay. Headers are root harvester. So root harvester, potato technology, no, beetroot. Root harvester, 400 not. Okay, so we're not going to do that way of doing potatoes, etc. yet. Just curiosity. I know I briefly saw it at one point. No. Thought I had a different mod installed. So that's because it's under potato technology, isn't it? That's what I'm going to be using for the potatoes. Alright. Let's get the worker on to doing this. Let's one step at a time, shall we? Let's do a normal Gavino. Come on. Come on, not episode 1. Okay, okay, that's out of there. Okay, so field number 1 over here, let's get this ploughed while we go buy some lime and the fertilizer. I will eventually make all this a lot bigger than what they are right now, but we'll take the fields to as big as they can be. But for now, let's just go with what we've got. As you can see, crop destruction. Things will be destroyed, as if I don't use narrow wheels, etc., etc. Alright, so that's going, and let's go get some fertilizer. Well, we'll start with lime. We've got the liquid fertilizer sprayer there, so we'll use that for our fertilizer. Now I'm gonna go down to the fertilizer. Gonna go down to the bulk buy station one way, then I'll be coming back another way. The first way is just because it's fun. The second way is basically the only way to get back. Yeah, I don't own this land, so I'm not going to destroy the crop. Those who are afraid of heights, close your eyes now. On your marks, get set. Whee! I know this is fake, but doing that each and every time makes my stomach end up in my mouth. Part of the reason why I chose this map, well, why I realised that this map was good to call it an Australian map, is because we drive on the left. No, that's not the road. And, well, this map, as you can see, drives on the left. Now there's a big selling station just up over here. I was close, well, I did take the right road, just kind of went kind of a weird way about it. You can use manure in this, on this map. Let's start with lime. Yeah, so you can get manure on this map. You can, yeah, you can do all sorts of stuff on this map. You can buy things, of course. So yeah, that's one of the things that I'm absolutely loving about it so far. On the off chance that the mod map maker, or the map maker, just happens to be watching this specific, well, watching my series, if you're going to do an update to it, please don't make me do a new save game. I understand things are unavoidable, but yeah, just like my first series, it was quite painful to just have to restart and remember where things were and all that other sort of fun stuff. Hopefully my worker, when I get to the top, well, they should actually be finished by now. I didn't see anything on the top right. Yeah. Actually, for a nice change, I may not need my map. Now, again, because we've got, because we've got the precision farming on, I now need to worry about nitrite and nitrate levels and all that sort of stuff, which I've never had to worry, never done before. So, yeah, as I keep saying, this is quite literally warts and all. I'm learning with yous. Yeah. So, as you can see, this is the long way, or the way of getting up. I might have to change this motor to the higher power once I get, once I've finished buying all the seeds and lime and fertilizer and all that I that I'm needing. In fact, I might need to do it sooner rather than later. Up here at 8 kilometres an hour is not really the most entertaining thing on earth now, is it? So I want to talk about Farming Simulator 22 for a moment. The French map has come out. Now, people keep talking about the graphics not being as great as expected and things like that. Honestly, being on Xbox One, I wasn't really expecting the graphics to end up being a great translation in the first place. So I've got to admit, I'm actually happy with what's coming. I think I'm more looking forward to the gameplay more than anything else. Yeah, for me, the new crops, let's get to and get that folded. Yeah, the new crops are what excite me. Now, this is what I don't like about workers. I could chuck down, and I probably will, throw down a few. I know what I'm thinking of. Quite a lot of things I want to get done once I have bought the lime, the fertilizer, and a ton of seeds at this point. Basically, I really just don't want to have to worry about any of those things for quite some time. You guys understand what that's like. You don't really want to be worrying about when... I don't want to worry about buying things when I can buy them now. I don't want to buy them later. Okay, so let's get back to our tractor. Get that going. Before I go back, I think I might just see how much it is to increase this size. I'm not going to be worrying about, this is going to be our transport tractor mostly, so we need the higher engine. Yeah, so I'm not going to be overly... Well, I've lost my train of thought. It's left the station without me. Farming Simulator 22. Let's go back to that subject. As I said, I'm genuinely looking forward to the gameplay more than how it looks. I mean, I get it. New game, new look, all these wonderful sorts of things. And yet, I'm looking forward to that part too. Don't get me wrong. But for me, it's more about what I can do with it more than anything. Yeah, I hope a lot of you can understand where I'm coming from with that. I don't mean to ruffle any feathers or anything like that. And these are just my views. Opinions are like pants. Everyone likes to have them, and everyone likes a different style. I may have stuffed up the metaphor, but you get where I'm coming from. So, yeah. One of these days I'll learn about indicators too. Oh, that's the one that I'm trying to do. Um, turn that off. Yeah, I promise you, in real life I do use actual indicators. Let's go for a cab view for a little while. Downside to using an Xbox controller as opposed to a steering wheel and pedals. Steering is not as firm or as easy, not as easy as they are on. Oh, nearly missed the turn. Trying to keep going straight. Darn cars. Yeah, trying to keep going straight. Not as easy. So what else do we want to talk about? Well, I think I might... Oh boy, I just made a mistake, but anyway. I wanted to get liquid fertilizer, not... Anyway. I think what I'll do is do this next lot in... Actually, I can use... Don't mind me while I just mumble away to myself. Yeah, because I'll use herbicide in the sprayer. Yeah, that sounds like not such a bad idea. Look, I've got granulated and I've got... I'll be getting liquid. Let's just... wrong side. Keep forgetting I'm not in America or France anymore. 2/3 of these maps, are either American or... Oh, sorry if you heard that cracking. Either American or French, or just generally you drive on the what I call the wrong side of the road. Anyone who drives drives in England would understand what I'm talking about. Yeah. So what I was gonna say, I think I'll chuck yous onto a time lapse while I do this bit here, so as you're not hearing me waffle on. This is my road, so I do what I want. I know it doesn't come across for you guys, but with my dog snoring in the background, it kind of gets a bit annoying for me. Of course, I can't tell her to, be quiet, because she wakes up, looks at me and goes, huh? What? Okay, back to sleep. Alright, so let's get this. Well, it's going quicker. If nothing else, it's going quicker. For a nice change, as you can see, I'm actually using roads, mostly. I'll just have to put him onto another field in a minute. I think he's going to get lost in the L-shaped one there, which is a grass field, which I'm actually happy with. I'll put him onto the big field next. Yeah. Alright, well I'm gonna close my mouth now, and you guys will see what's happening. See yous in a moment. So this is what I don't like about workers, as you just saw, blocked by a so-called object. object. So yeah, just get to and finish this off myself. As you guys saw, I got to and bought a whole heap of seeds. In case you're wondering, generally speaking, it's cheaper to buy seeds in bulk, so that was the reason why I bought a ton of seeds rather than worrying about pallets and things like that. So, what are we going to grow? Well, first up, I suppose, I've got to get all this ground ready, fertilised and limed and all that sort of stuff. Why have I missed that very edge? Oh, just go back and redo that, if I can actually push the right button. Try it that way. You know what? Doesn't matter. Let's see if the workers can get to and do this. Probably not necessary for me to plough up all these fields. I just, felt it was a stage to get someone done. Blocked by an object, probably by itself, I reckon. What in the world is going on now? Right. That's working. You know what? I keep jumping to that, so let's take that up. Right. I don't know how long this episode's actually going to be. I guess this episode's more about setting up and getting things started than anything else. Yeah. Alright, so get this over to somewhere. For some reason I'm not ploughing up the very edges of things. Anyway, let's get let's get some liming done. Excuse me for that. Let's get some liming and fertilising done, and then we can start worrying about what crops will go in. Once again, I think I might put that on a time lapse, so as you can. Excuse me, suddenly got a frog in my throat. Yeah, put it on a time lapse for you, so as you can see it, yet you don't have to be overly concerned with me having a yak and try and keep you entertained with my voice, which, for some, as you've just heard, for some ungoshly reason, just doesn't want to stay with me today. Alright, that's going, that's... Alright, so... we won't be needing the herbicide straight up, and we won't be needing this trailer straight up. You guys know I'm terrible at putting things back where I get them from, but, que sera, sera. Yeah, we're still going to need the 2 stages of fertilizer. We're still going to need to lime. If I was running seasons, you would need 3 stages of fertilizer. But thankfully, as I've said repeatedly, I'm not. That's hopefully during editing I'll have realised that you can't hear my dog in the background, but if you can, I'm incredibly sorry. Something just to mention, normally I don't like round balers. Absolutely don't like them. But this one's a baler and wrapper, so that's why I decided to keep that rather than getting rid of it. Okay, so back into this. I think I'll fertilise first, then I'll do the liming, then I'll fertilise again. That way I can get all my stages done get all my stages done all in one hit. So I'm just going to fertilise all my fields again, just to get it all out of the way. I'll probably end up re-drilling this grass field because I do want to keep it as grass. Okay, so we want to unfold fertilizer spreader. Then we're going to, I believe that will then turn into, now I do have this set on automatic application, so where it does need fertilizer, it will put it to bring the pH or all that to where it's supposed to be. Where it doesn't need it, of course, it'll leave it. I probably should have done a better job with my testing, but we get the idea. Actually, what I should show you is into that map there. So where it's yellow, got loamy soil, green, sandy loam, grey, loam. Then we've got that grey there, silly clay, and well, red. We have taken the soil samples. That's what else I wanted to show. The pH, or I believe you want to get it into a green, I'm not sure. The nitrogen you want to get into the green. I have no idea about the pH, but I'm just going to be putting on all the stages anyway. As I said, get it out of the way. That way we don't have to worry about it later. Nice to know my steering's not getting any worse. I'm not 100% certain, but I think you only need to get 90% of the area covered with your fertilizers and your herbicides and all that sort of stuff. If you look into your help menu, it does tell you the values of each and every stage. I believe it's 25% extra for the yield, 25% per stage of fertilizer and all that sort of wonderful stuff. And I've misaligned that, haven't I? Not that I'm overly worried about missing or overlapping here, because that's the reason why I bought so much in the first place. Because, as I say, knowing me, things get mucked up. So, cover myself. I've still got nearly, 180-ish grand to buy things. I'll probably put in a couple of relay stations. In fact, I might get to and do that pretty gosh darn soon. Try and make the workers a lot more intelligent. Of course, we don't want them any smarter than me. Again, that's not hard, so, you know. Yeah. As you can see, this is starting to turn into the greens. I'm hoping that's correct. Anyone who's got any experience playing like this, please feel free to tell me if I'm doing right or wrong or anything in between. As for a tutorial video on where and how to download stuff, I think I did do one, even if the audio to picture wasn't all that great. It is there. Yeah. Alright. Okay, I did not realise that that'd turn off on its own. Alright. So, time to chuck this into yet another time lapse. See you in a moment. Okay, so I'm not actually sure how long I've been recording for and how long it's going to be by the time I edit. So I'm just going to quickly do one last thing while you guys are here. I don't know how many of these I actually need. I'm just going to put a small one of those in there. Then I'm going to put a few of these around. Put them in out of the way spots. Again, I don't know how far they go. I don't know how many I'll need. I don't even know which direction they're supposed to face. But let's do what we can. Might put one near each field. That way we're covered. One at the middle of the road there, or near the road. Let's put one in the crossing there. Let's put it just somewhere that I own. Okay, so off screen, what I'll get to and do is I'm going to lime the place. Might try out a worker and see if that's improved anything. And I'll bring up the equipment bring up all the equipment that we've bought. Now, let me know what you've thought about this episode. Would you guys have preferred me to have put more cutscenes in? Well, put some cutscenes in. Did you guys actually enjoy what I've been doing? Let me know. I'll keep you in while I just quickly, while I start this. Is the episode too long? Would you like it longer? Okay, that's not as wide as what I thought it'd be. Let me know. You guys know that I'm always looking for suggestions. Why isn't this changing? Okay, it is slightly changing. Yeah, just generally let me know. Yeah, too much, too little. You want to hear more, you want to hear more stories, you want explanations on why I'm doing things. At least, well, I think the explanations are handy when I'm listening to other people. So I think I'll keep that in. But yeah, would you rather I do cutscenes rather than time lapses? Yeah, let me know. You guys know that my channel is for you guys. I run it for you guys. I take on your suggestions. As one of my viewers did ask, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to be putting out a video on it, but I did try to explain how I do things. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. I've nearly got this field limed. I will go back and do the pieces that I've missed. I'll do that off screen. If you like the video, drop us a like. If you haven't, drop us a dislike. That works too. I prefer constructive criticism. You know, the old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Okay, that sounded a bit mean, but the sentiment behind it. Yeah, so let me know what you think. I will more than likely be putting out this episode before anyone gets to, well, I'll probably put the next episode out before anyone, I'll have recorded the next episode before I've had a chance to look at any comments, so I probably won't see comments until about my third episode, and I will address them then. But as always, here comes my subscribe button. Thank you guys very much for watching. I guess I'll see you next time. Cheers.